In this lecture, we are going to study arc heating. We know the classification of electrical heating is high frequency heating and power frequency heating. In power frequency heating, there is a two type: resistance heating and arc heating. In resistance heating, another two parts: direct resistance heating and indirect resistance heating. The another portion, the remaining portion from the previous video lecture, the arc heating. In arc heating, there is a two type of arc heating: direct arc heating and indirect arc heating. The one of the popular method of heating is arc heating, when voltage is applied between the two electrodes separated by small distance in air. This distance is increased by moving the contact. A stage is reached when the air gets ionized and air act like conducting. Hence, current flow between the electrodes in the form of continuous spark called arc. In this method, there are two electrodes, or we can say a contact. One is moving contact and another is fixed contact. When the moving contact separate from fixed contact, the arc produced between these contacts. This is called a spark called arc. This self-sustained discharge of electricity between two electrodes through air is known as electric arc. An arc drawn between two electrodes has a temperature between the huge temperature it will generate 3000 degrees Celsius to 3500 degrees Celsius depend upon the electrode material. We already knows arc heating is two type: direct arc heating and indirect arc heating. The phenomena between direct arc heating and indirect arc heating is the physical structure of this arc heating. Now we will study one and one. Direct arc heating. This okay. This is one electrode. This is another electrode, and both electrodes are connected to transformer. The arc is produced between this electrode and charge. When the electrode are deeply inside the charge and slowly we remove from it, and the arc produced between this electrode and charge and in the arc chamber. So the heat is not gone outside from the chambers, and a high temperature will generate inside the arc chamber. This is the arc chamber. Charge is the form of powder or solid. Direct arc is established between the charge and the electrode. As we seen in the figure, the heat is directly conducted to the charge, which charge absorb. Hence this method is called direct arc heating. In this method, direct arc heating method, the arc produced between charge and electrode, the small air gap between electrode and charge, that generate a spark in the air, that we call arc, direct arc. And this method called direct arc heating method. This consists of carbon or graphite electrode. Depends on the type of electrode, the temperature we will generate in this method. The power is controlled by adjusting the arc length by moving the electrodes manually or automatically. When we move the electrodes, the arc produced between electrode and charge get ionized, and when we moving, the length of arc is increased and the diameter of arc is reduced. So as per R equal to rho L by A, the length and diameter. So resistivity of that arc will be up or down as we move the electrodes. So the arc length, if we move arc length, so the power of arc will be reduced or increased depends on the length. Making of alloy steel like stainless steel and high speed steel. This is the application of direct arc heating. Composition can be controlled during refining processes. Direct arc operate at zero point 0.8 power factor lagging. Now the another point, the remaining point is indirect arc method. In this method, the arc is not produced between charge and electrode. Instead of that, this arc produced between two electrodes as shown in the figure. The one electrode is fixed, another electrode is moving. First of all, both electrodes are connected. When we give them supply, after that we just move the moving electrodes, then the arc is produced between moving contacts and fixed contacts. Depending upon moving contact, the size of arc length is maintained. This is the charging door. The arc is produced in charging door, and the steel seal with refractory lining in the chamber, so the heating it will be not to outside. And bottom lines, this is the charge. So whatever we want to heat, we mix with the charge. Indirect arc is formed between two electrodes and heat is transmitted to the charge by radiation. Lower temperature than direct arc, cause direct arc heating method the arc produced directly to the charge, but in this case the arc is produced between formed between two electrodes, so the heat will radiate to the charge. It operate at 0.85 power factor lagging. Have to provide rocking motion through a motor to distribute heat uniformly. The application of indirect arc method is for melting non-ferrous metal. Due to application of sufficiently high voltage across an air gap, cause the air in the gap to get ionized and form arc. Arc drawn between two electrodes develop high temperature, a range from 3000 to 3500 degrees Celsius depending upon the material. Arc may be used in the following ways: by striking between charge and electrodes, as used in direct arc furnace, by striking between two electrodes in this indirect arc furnace, and striking between electrode and the two metallic pieces to be joined for use in the arc welding. This is the figure of arc furnace. So here we can see that the arc produced between the two electrodes. So application of arc heating is also for arc welding. So in that there is a two part: the electrode fires, the welding head, and we can give AC or DC current supplied to the lead. So the so that point we can weld immediately by using arc heating method. Arc is formed between carbon electrodes placed at the top and earth electrode or the conducting earth itself for welding purpose. Number of electrodes depend on the type of supply. If single phase supply or DC supply given, then the two electrodes are sufficient. If three phase supply is given, then the more than two electrodes, four electrodes or three electrodes we require for the three phase supply, and the number of arc will be produced in that supply. Power is controlled by varying supply or varying distance between electrodes. Power factor is zero point 0.8 lagging. The application of this is manufacturing of ferrochrome and ferromanganese. This is we will further study the arc welding in the next chapter in electrical welding.